was kind of destiny for me. I had glitter, as I said, magic markers and plastic scissors. And at 4, I realised that that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to make. And the whole thing was that I used to live in my own little world. And when I created and made things, I was the happiest of just so happy to be in that environment and that space. And so really, it was a no-brainer. I never thought I wanted to be this or that. All I wanted to do was to make things out of empty squeezy bottles and loo rolls and whatever. Coming from a poor family, we didn't need to have money to have a good time because we used to fish in the local canal for free. We used to find all different materials to make things out of for free. So for me, I was so happy because it was nothing to do with money. I didn't need money. I'd found my passion. I was home taught. And luckily for me, the person who home taught me was an amazing woman, and her husband was head of IPC magazines. And because I used to go from the age of 4 to 13 in their house, the man, Dennis, who was in charge of IPC, had 3 publications close to his heart. One was Practical Boat Builder, one was Practical Home Builder, and Practical Woodworker. And in those days, of course, there was no Apple Mac, so if he was going to do an article on how to build a mirror dinghy, you would have to make a mirror dinghy in stages out of plywood and photograph it in stages to create the article. And what happened was, in this house, he had a workshop and a studio. So from the age of 4, I would help him. Every day, apart from my studies with Valerie, I would then help Dennis. And then what happened was, at 12 years old, he gave me my own double-page spread in one of the publications. So I had the Steve Edge double-page spread. 1 month it would be how to make and design animal cages, the stick insect light box, the tortoise hibernation box. The following month it would be Easter, how to decorate Easter eggs and make Easter cards. And I got paid for this. And then there was a terrible time when at 13 there was a knock at the door. The man from the school, yeah, by law, you've got to go to school now. And it was a big shock for me because by then I was like Wednesday at the Addams Family. I made all my own clothes. I was a little wild child. I never mixed with children apart from my brothers. And it was a kind of freaky. Anyway, I managed to win a scholarship, went to a school in Dulwich and stayed at this school for 2 years living in the art department. And what was interesting about living in the art department, which was great because being too severely dyslexic, that's what I did. And at 15, the head of art entered me in for European Artist of the Year competition. And luckily for me, I won it. And because I won it, there was a man there, he says, "Do you want a job?" And I said, "Yes, please." And so I went straight into a studio and I started working in this studio. And then I met Jim Henson, come and help us on the Muppet Show, which I did. I worked on the Muppets and I worked in the films on Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, and Raiders. And then I decided at a very young age to set my own studio up. I thought, I've worked with all these great people. I like kind of creating, and I'm very much interested in branding and typography by then. I kind of really switched to that. And I found a funny little space above an old theatre. And then I moved in and set my studio up. And luckily for me, all the brands started to come. The first brand that came to us was a company called Wicks Building Supplies. I think it was because of my articles on how to build cages and design cages that we came up with all sorts of fantastic ideas for Wicks. And then obviously brands followed.